You are watching RE Master Talk.
Welcome to RE Master Talks with Amit Vats, a series of candid interviews with individuals from the RE and clean energy sector. We continue the North meets South with a young talent and a leader who is a BSc Honours in Economics from University of Warwick and MSc in Economics and Management from London School of Economics. Please welcome Abhishek Pillai.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you for having me here.
Pleasure's all ours, Abhishek. Abhishek, you've completed most of your higher education from overseas, and you could have found yourself a good job there. What tempted you to come back to India?
So actually a good question. I would say there are three main reasons why I did come back. The first one is me, and it's true for my other two co-founders, Manan and Farhan, is that we wanted to be entrepreneurs. And we could easily see the opportunities that were there in India. We wanted to be part of the group of people who's actually in India building for problems that India's facing. Building the solutions that the problems that India's facing. And we knew that we could come back in India, build for India, from India, and succeed in these things. Second reason I would say is that all three of us are quite passionate about climate change and the environment. We didn't want to be we want to be part of the solution. We wanted to play our role, find a small role where we can actually help the industry. So when we came back, we didn't know exactly what our role was. But now looking back, it's quite clear. We do want to help the solar installers who are the ones actually making the main changes, who are doing the installations, by empowering them. And the third reason is that I would say luck, because when I was doing my master's, we did take part in a lot of competitions. We have these startup competitions, funding competitions, and we were lucky enough to actually win some of these competitions with our idea. So that actually gave us the final push, because we got the funding to come back to India, work on our idea, fail initially. However, it did give us enough runway to experiment and start looking at this industry from a different angle.
All right, so failure has been the first step to success, is it?
Absolutely. Too many
Great.
failures for us.
Well, that's okay. That's always a learning experience, Abhishek.
I would say it's how we developed our final product. It's how, all the features that you're looking at were actually developed over the years with a lot of failures from, and a lot of learnings.
I know, and in fact, we are very proud of the fact that our young talent is coming back to India, and whatever they've learned over a period of time, they're incorporating in India. So this is good for the Indian economy, is good for Indian entrepreneurship as well. Pretty good. So, how long have you been associated with Solar Ladder, and what tempted you and your co-founders to come up with Solar Ladder?
So we when we took part in the initial competition, the startup competition, it was in the solar space. So we have been in the industry for last 2 to 3 years. So while we came back and we were in the solar industry, we did almost every single thing. So we spoke to the EPC installers, the INC installers. You have the developers, the investors who invest in some of these projects, customers. So I personally have spoken to around 600, 700 residential and commercial customers over these years. So that's when, we understood all the different stakeholders. We understood the problems that all of them face. And we were able to narrow down on one main issue, which we thought we can definitely help with, which were the inefficiencies that the solar installer faces, especially the rooftop segment solar installers. Because right now there are a lot of inefficiencies. Most of the processes that they are carrying out, especially the smaller installers in every cities, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Nagpur, they have a lot of the processes are not organized. And we realize that we can develop tools and give them resources that can help them do much better, and which will help India achieve their renewable energy target. So that's when we realized our main aim of Solar Ladder. is to actually empower the solar installers by giving them the tools and resources to grow. And we have been working on Solar Ladder for almost a year, more than a year now, since we launched it as the final product that we have. We have almost 150 plus solar installers and users using this system. And right from a big customer like Mahindra Solarize and all their channel partners to small installers in Haridwar who are using it just for proposal generation because it just helps them do their entire sales much easier. So we have a broad range, and also for the installers with their operations and maintenance. So we developed this entire tool of for solar installers and different stakeholders.
Great, great. So I'm sure with the ambitious targets, set by the government of India and by the premier, the prime minister. So your software, would be a great boon to all the installers, the EPC players, O&M players. So could you let us know that how the software helps the EPC and O&M companies?
Absolutely. So, I'll share my screen and just take you through a small demo.
Sure.
But before that, just to give a brief, it's basically an end-to-end solution for a solar installer. Right from your sales to your proposal management to project management and your O&M scheduling. Everything can be done on Solar Ladder, and it's made specifically for the solar industry. It's not a generic software that we are tailoring towards the solar industry. It makes it much easier to use, and that's what we realized was one of our key differentiators. So I'll just share my screen right now, and I hope you can see the screen now.
Yep. Yep.
Great. So, one of in all these tools, whenever we develop, the sales or the O&M, one thing that we realized is that we can't just develop the tools. It also has to affect the bottom line. It has to help them improve their conversion. It has to help them improve their profitability. So that's in a way our North metric for us to develop any feature. So I'll just take you through the sales feature that we have, because it's one of the most useful and the most asked for feature that we have. So as you can see, we have a basic CRM view. You have inquiry, site visit, proposal, won, lost. But what we have done is we have made it solar specific. So you can see the total number of kilowatt on each sales cycle that you have. We have a table view also where you can see real-time status of all these projects that you're working on. So let's say we add a simple project. It's a residential project, 5 kilowatt. Customer name is, let's say, Abhishek Pillai. You can enter the mobile number, and the location is, let's say, Mumbai. That's about it. And then you can do add project. So here automatically the project gets added. It's a 5 kilowatt residential project added over here. And now what you can do whenever you go to do a site visit, you have to upload the rooftop photos. Your sales agents have to do that. There's this dedicated area where you can actually upload these photos of the rooftop system, and you can directly upload it, and you can do this on your mobile also. So everything's available on your mobile. Then you can select the exact location, something simple like, entering the latitude, longitude. You have to enter that entire decimal places. Instead, you can just
Okay.
go on Solar Ladder, open the location. This is Google Maps. So you can either put the latitude, longitude here, or you can also, enter the location, and all the information basically comes here. And then you can select the location where you have to do the installation and press submit. And automatically the location gets submitted over here and it gets updated. Then you can
Very
also
good.
do your site survey here for all of these things, a detailed site survey, which can be completely customized again, rooftop penetration. And all this made very simple because, again, we spoke to the installers. We know who are the ones who are doing these site visits. They don't want to do these things on laptop. They want to do it on mobile, on the go, very simple, easy interface, in these things. However, now, we have all these basic tools, project management. The most used and the most talked about feature, which a lot of solar installers really relate to, is proposal. I would say it's the most important sales tool for any solar installer. A good proposal actually gives a very professional approach. And while talking to all these installers, we identified 4 or 5 main things that a solar proposal really needs. One is automation. You're getting a lot of inquiries. Your conversion is low. You can't spend 10-15 minutes on a single proposal. You have to do it quickly, but at the same time, you need it personalized. You can't have a generic proposal which you're sending to everyone. The moment you personalize it, you also need to make sure the savings calculation is personalized. A lot of installers, what they do right now is they say, as an example, 7 rupees is going to be your savings calculation, and they fix it, even if the customer is actually paying 8 rupees or 6.5 rupees. And that means the savings calculation is in a way inaccurate. So you need it personalized, you need it automated, error free. You can't have a lot of mistakes in these proposals. It should be visually, it should look good, and the savings calculations have to be automatic. So that's when we automated proposal generation. And at the same time, you can't have a standard proposal. Every company, because of the amount of competition that there is, you need it personalized. You need to leverage the brand that these solar installers are having. So every single proposal that we make can be completely customizable. So we have, multiple templates, OPEX, CAPEX, according to your brand that you can select. So let's say, I'm selecting one custom proposal. Automatically, the size comes in. You can enter, the yearly consumption of the customer. If you're doing, any design, you will also know the yearly generation. If it's 1400 units per year per kilowatt. So let's say it's 1450 in the location where we are at. You can enter the electricity per unit price, and everything else is customized. If it's a string inverter, micro inverter type, you can select that. The inverter size is going to be also 5 kilowatt, the module specification, mounting structure. So it's like a form. You don't need to go on Word document, sit and edit it. You don't need a laptop. You can do this on the go on your mobile also. You can enter the total system cost. So let's say it is 2.3 lakhs, and then the discom charges. Again, completely customizable. And we also have the graphs. So, the electricity bill before and after going solar automatically gets generated over here. Then you also have your monthly savings, which comes in. If you want, you can also enter the month-on-month generation if you have the data from a designing PV Syst or helioscope. Then you have your yearly generation, that the 25-year savings that is there. Now let's say customer says, or you want to give
As in, it will be showing tentative, right?
exactly. So you just need to enter the 1450, and automatically the savings calculation comes in. If you want,
All
you
right.
can enter 15 years, and automatically the 15 years graph comes in.
Years to show. Okay, great.
Exactly. And also, one simple thing is the inflation. A lot of customer installers assume, 2%, 5% inflation for the electricity tariff. Customer tells you, no, I don't believe that. I want zero. You just have to enter zero here, and automatically it will change these things. And all this color and everything can be completely, customized in our system. So let's say we have these two graphs, and you do create a proposal. That's about it, even on your mobile. And automatically a custom proposal gets generated. And this is, again, as I said, fully customizable depending on your brand, your theme color, your design. Page 1 to page 8, 9 can be completely customizable. So this is an example. Automatically the customer name comes in, something about your company, your details, the location, the satellite image that we selected comes here automatically. Your savings calculation becomes automatic. That's like the biggest benefit. You don't need to standardize it. Your savings graph comes here, your specifications. Again, all these can be completely automated in these kind of systems. And the other main benefit is that, and your final pages. And the other benefit is that you can actually leverage your the brands that you're using. Let's say you're using a Solar Edge, you're using a Vikram Solar. You want to leverage their brand in your proposal. You want to show the benefits of going ahead with the Solar Edge. You can customize that into this, so that when the customer sees it, they see more brands. They see you as an installer, you're leveraging your OEMs branding to actually do more sales. So we have all of these things in one platform, completely customizable. And as I said, we have tons of formats and templates, which is completely customizable. So it's a very simple feature that actually helps in these things. Apart from that, we have, for your sales, we have follow-up reminders, automated, ticketing, O&M scheduling, which is actually quite important, which is how many cycles are you going to do this month, and then following up with them if you have an O&M partner to see if they're actually doing it or not. All of these things can actually be done on Solar Ladder quite easily. And yeah, we have been adding more and more features to ensure that all of these things remain, helps these installers to improve and grow their business.
In fact, Abhishek, this looks very user friendly as well. The way you've just introduced the software right now, it's very user friendly, and it's as mobile friendly as well, right?
Exactly. So we spent a lot of time, Farhan and the team on the usability of it, because, initially the first 2 years we understood who are the ones using it, who are the ones who actually go on site and use it. They're not going to use a laptop. They don't want to come back to the office and sit and make a report on these things. Proposals
Mm.
have to be simple. You need to be able to make it in 10 seconds or less. Otherwise, it's inefficient. If you're at site, imagine a situation wherein you can make the proposal in front of the customer, give it to the customer, and answer any questions that the customer has. Why do two, three
Right,
site visits to do a
right.
simple thing? This is especially true for the rooftop segment where quantity is high, your conversions are low. So these are the problems that we realize that we can help solve using software and automation. And we found a nice niche for these installers, and we are concentrating on these things.
Great. So Digital India, let's talk about more about Digital India. I think that's been helping all our young entrepreneurs reaching out to the farthest corners of the country. You're right of the fact that why go and visit people. It's always better to save on time and money where they can invest more onto solar installations by using such softwares. So it's a pleasure interacting with you. That's been a wonderful presentation, Abhishek.
Thank you so
In fact,
much.
I would, over a period of time, say 6 months down the lane, we would want to do one more interview with you, whereby we would want to see that from today onwards till those 6 months where we have landed and how many more people have joined Solar Ladder. Because, the kind of, what you've shown across, it has a huge potential.
Thank you so much. So we are actually, developing new features almost every 2, 3 weeks,
Uh-huh.
specifically for these things, and we want to concentrate in solar, in the looking at different problems. And because we come from a little different way of looking at things, we can provide solutions that others might not look at it, from a traditional view. And yeah, it has been great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's
Um,
been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. In fact, it has been enlightening for me as well. So good. So I intend to look forward to seeing you at RenewX and REI, and probably we can do something together over there as well. The world wants to understand more about these kind of digital initiatives, which can make their lives a little more easier. So thank you so much for being here and sharing the software. The live presentation was really good. So I look forward to connecting you more. Best wishes to Solar Ladder and to all the co-founders and to you. And thank you so much once again. Wishing you a happy new year.
Thank you
And
so
uh,
much.
so, ladies and gentlemen, this is Amit Vats from RE Master Talks. See you soon with more interesting discussions. We had Mr. Abhishek Pillai with us. So, Abhishek, time to say goodbye now.
Thank you.
RE Master Talk.